So a friend of mine just messaged me.
All heart. We all hurt.
I was like,
We
man,
all
this is
heart.
a long answer. Like I'll be voice typing or texting for a minute. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a
Own
video.
flame and start to shine. But a lot of people don't want to take those steps because that's a lot of work. Um, you know, I think you're kind of already started your path. You know, you hitting me up, this person specifically, you hitting me up and being vulnerable like this, and kind of recognizing like there's things that you want to change, and you want to start making steps towards change, and you know you there's parts of your life that you don't necessarily like. I think that that's already you kind of starting your path. A big thing I've realized for myself is that I had to applaud myself. I don't like how this is. It seems like it's like getting dark in here. Is that better? Or is that worse? That's better. Um, I had to like applaud myself. I didn't recognize like how often I would like down talk myself. That was a big thing. I'm actually not bad at that. Like I'm usually really really good about it. It's just certain things I've realized like I have to work on. So like I'm really good about self talk. Like I don't speak about myself in a negative way. I only speak positive. I'll get naked sometimes and look in the mirror and tell myself things that I love about myself. I'll tell myself things I love about myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'll talk about my strengths, and I'll talk about my weaknesses and where I could work on them. A big thing is like talking to yourself as if you were talking to a friend or a stranger. you know think about how you would treat a stranger who comes to you and tells you like maybe they're having a bad day and they vent to you. How would you treat that person? You would treat that person with so much care and compassion, and just so gentle, you know what I mean? Because you wouldn't want to say something that would hurt them or make them feel stupid, or like they're wrong for venting to you. You would want that person to feel okay, like this is a safe place, you're allowed to talk to me. I've been there. You want to make them feel as if you've been in their shoes, so that they can understand, like you understand their pain. You might not understand how intense their pain is, but you can understand that feeling of the pain. It might not be the same, but you've been there. So that's like a big thing, is like talking to yourself with like the same compassion that you would a stranger or someone who's asking you for help. Um, and I think some of it is like sitting in the pain. As I take time to be sober and I take time to get away from people and take time for myself, there are times where I just break down and I start crying and I start feeling emotions that I've, repressed, or, have pushed to the back of my head, and I haven't even allowed myself to take time to think or feel, because, life's busy and we don't always take the time to just breathe and recognize like what's going on within ourselves. And I think through constantly doing that, you develop issues, whether it be health or habits, or just mindsets and perspectives, or just even not even living life. There's a lot of people on autopilot, as I call it, where they just get up and they do the same things every day. They don't get out of that regiment. They don't try anything new. They just do what's comfortable, which, if that's what you want to do, that's you. But that's not how I live life, because comfortability breeds, I forget what it is exactly. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so that was like a big thing, is like allowing the pain to sit. It's easy to be like, man, I'm having a bad day, let me drink some, or I'm having a bad day, let me smoke some, or, you know what I mean? But sitting there and sitting with it and feeling the emotion and allowing it to flow through you, and understand why it even hits the same. Like, why you're even still focused on it, why it's even a thing to you, why, you know what I mean? And also like looking at your pain and using it as like a strength. That's like a big thing for me, is like recognizing all the bad things that happened in my life, or all the things that I wish I back in the day I wish I could have changed. How much they've prepared me and pushed me and helped me be a better person in a lot of ways. How losing certain relationships has helped my growth, and helped me recognize like my flaws and like where I need to work on like myself, and just knowing that like who I am, recognizing that like I'm more than just a painter or a person that does YouTube or a man or a black person. I'm so much more than all those things. I think it's just really like taking the time to talk and listen to yourself and do the things that you want to do and read the books that you want to read and not really give a fuck who's going to say something, because there's always going to be somebody who has something to say. But you know why they got something to say? Because they aren't doing what they want to do. Because a person that does what they want to do loves another person who does what they want to do. At least me personally, that's how I am. Like, I'm all about like seeing other people start businesses and start doing YouTube, or you know what I mean. I see when motherfuckers be biting the wave, but I don't even care, because if that's what they really want to do and that makes them happy, I'm happy for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind being someone's inspiration, or they say the highest form of flattery is copying somebody. I don't care about that, because even if you copy me, you can't be me. So you have to adapt it to your own thing. So like at the end of the day, I just inspired you to do your own thing. And I'm not saying that as if I'm not saying that as an egotistical sense. I'm just saying that as like, that's a thing too. Like, there are times where, people say they want to do the same things that you're doing, but they don't. Then when you give them the steps, they don't want to take the steps for themselves. Or they do, or they half step, or whatever. We're all on different paths. That's a big thing too, is not judging someone else's path. Like, that will help you a lot. I cut the news off. I cut the TV off. I barely even watch anime, like here and there, only sometimes. Just because I realize like how much programming is in it and how much like we learn through television. I learned through experience. That's how I've lived life. That's how I've become me. That's how I'm continuing to evolve and just get better, is because I take the time to know and live and be in the current moment and apply the things that I've learned in books, instead of just being like, oh, well, I read this book and it's about self-help and, it told me all these things about how I could be better. And yeah, it's like taking the time to read those books and then applying them to your life. Also, I would say like, let's see, what else did he say? I don't know where to start. I want to start making things happen instead of waiting for them. Yeah, I mean, hey, you gave yourself the answer right there. That's a big thing too. Don't stop always looking elsewhere for the answers. You probably have the answers, but you just haven't been listening to yourself. And that's okay. But and that's fine too, because this is why. Sometimes we just want a pat on the back. Sometimes we want people to applaud for us. And that is completely okay. But you know why? Because some of us didn't get that as a kid. So now, you know what I mean? Sometimes we fiend for it as an adult. And I'm not saying it's okay or it's a bad thing or it's a good thing. It's just a thing, because that's life. Not everything is a thing. It's just a thing. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a thing. So I would say, like, start trusting yourself. Start loving yourself. Start respecting yourself. Listen to yourself and listen to your intuition. Listen to that feeling you get, like, right here. Well, everyone feels it differently. Some people feel it in their heart. Some people feel it in their stomach. And some people feel it here. I feel it personally here most times. But then once you start to listen to your intuition, I mean, from there, that's kind of how I've lived life. From that is I'll listen to intuition. I might go someplace. I might get up in the rising and go somewhere just off my intuition telling me to go there, and I don't know why until I get there. And sometimes I don't even know why until like a couple of days later. But following my intuition and listening to my heart, and along with tying it together with my mind, is kind of how I live life and what's really helped me. So I hope this video really helps. Not just the person who messaged me that message, but also just anyone else who comes across this video. I hope it's beneficial. I hope that you guys understand what I'm saying and that it's, not just gibberish. And yeah, peace, love, all heart. Appreciate you all. If you like this video, thumbs it up, hit the subscribe button, send it to your friends, turn the bell on, leave a little comment if you're feeling it. I'd greatly appreciate it.